Hello, magical people. Welcome back to the Beyond Astro weekly forecast. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and we're here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. And yes, there is a tail here. We've got my cat Shia joining us. She doesn't always show herself that much, so pretty special that she's here with us in today's video. So I hope you guys are all doing very well. And before we get into the astrology for the upcoming week, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, I think the bookings for me are currently booking starting at June of 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me in 2025, you can go over to consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below, and book in to have a personal reading with me. And I offer 1 hour birth chart, solar returns, or forecasts for your year ahead. And also want to mention, you guys, that Janine and I have this new updated Psychic Superpowers Master Workshop, decoding your sun, moon, and rising signs. So we look at what are your natural psychic abilities based on your sun, moon, and rising sign placements. Sorry, guys, it's a Mercury retrograde. I've been messing up my words all day. So you can go use discount code Psychic10, all in one word, to get 10% off. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, today's the last day to do a 10% off on that. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Hello, Linda. Yes, rabbit. Happy rabbit. It is December 1st. So wishing you all a very magical, lucky, and festive December ahead. Now, oh my goodness, this Shia is meowing very loud, so you guys might hear that. But oh my goodness, we have got such an active week of astrological transits this week. This is some wild stuff that's going on, and I'm very curious to hear from you guys how you're all feeling. Let me know in the live chat or the comments below if you feel like sharing. We've just had a new moon in Sagittarius that was exact today, December 1st at 1:21 a.m. Eastern. So happy new moon in Sagittarius, everybody. We're still within the portal of the new moon in Sagittarius until around Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you haven't set your new moon intentions, you can, but you guys might have heard me say already that it's not a normal new moon. It's a new moon in Sagittarius at a Sagittarius degree, which is beautiful, very lucky, very positive and optimistic and expansive. But the dispositor of the new moon, Jupiter, is in an opposition to Mercury and will be exact this week, actually. That's one of the things I want to talk to you about. So a little bit of a wonky energy, can feel confusion. And yes, we can set our intentions, visualize what we'd like to manifest, do whatever new moon practices you like. But I highly advise being open to things possibly changing, okay? And yes, we are in a Mercury retrograde as of, I think, last week at some point was the start of the Mercury retrograde. Yeah. So that is going on, and that's definitely a little bit of a wonky one. Thank you so much, Luke. You say great workshop, Meg. Yes, I just finished up the 2025 astrology predictions for each of the 12 signs live workshop. I went live 4 days in a row from Thursday, November 28th to today, Sunday, December 1st. And sorry, I got cat hair in my eye. And I shared the 2025 predictions and astrological remedies for all the signs, your sun, moon, rising placements. So if you'd like to check that out, go over to beyondmystic.academy. The replay is available. So yeah, as we go into the week, let's see, as I'm filming right now, we've still got the moon in Sagittarius conjunct Mercury. That's interesting. So still with that moon in Sagittarius today going into tomorrow, you can set those new moon intentions, connect to the magic of this new moon, which Sagittarius is all about our higher consciousness and receiving divine wisdom. So even though we've got Mercury retrograde in opposition to Jupiter, there can be a stimulation, information overload. There may be some delays in things that we want to manifest, but there's still great clarity that can come through. So let's see, tomorrow, Monday, December 2nd, we are going to have exact Venus in trine to Neptune, to Uranus. So this is a very positive astrological aspect. Venus, of course, is the planet that rules our values, pleasure, and enjoyment of life, also money and finances. In trine to Uranus in Taurus. So this very much has a lot to do with the financial side of things. Crypto, okay, shout out to all my fellow crypto enthusiasts out there. We have crypto highs happening at the moment. The crypto boom is happening at the moment. And this is very much in alignment with the Venus in trine to Uranus this week. So very positive developments for cryptos. And we could see even more all-time highs for cryptos this week with this Venus in trine to Uranus. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, you guys, but astrologically, I personally wouldn't make any big investments while Mercury is retrograde. That's just me. Do whatever resonates with you. We've got the Mercury retrograde until December 15th. But I do think with some of these positive aspects having to do with cryptocurrency, having to do with the financial market, such as the Venus trine Uranus that is exact on Monday, December 2nd, and then the Venus conjunct Pluto exact, that's going to be exact on Saturday, December 7th. There's positive developments happening in the crypto field, in precious metals, in the investment market. So me personally, I don't like to invest when Mercury's retrograde because I'm an intense astrologer that way. Mercury can have to do with commerce and exchange and committing to something contractually. So I would wait until after December 15th. But I think that there's some really cool developments and news. There's definitely going to be positive news around finances this week. Okay. So that is something that I'm happy to share with you guys about. And also some of us that have already invested in cryptocurrency, in precious metals, some of these investment areas are going to see big investments, big returns rather, as we already are. So next I want to bring to your attention, I think this is Wednesday, December 4th. Let me double check. Yeah, Wednesday, December 4th. Okay. Wednesday, December 4th and Friday, December 6th. These are two kind of wonky days. Okay, you guys. So we do have very positive aspects happening this week. Venus in trine to Uranus, Venus exactly conjunct Pluto, which yes, can be intense, but I think that that's very good for the financial side of things, pleasure, beauty, sex, those Plutonian, Venusian areas. But we've also got some adverse, challenging aspects, okay? And this is the chart up for December 4th. This is definitely going to be a wonky day on Wednesday that I want you guys to be aware of, okay? Exact opposition between Mercury and Jupiter on the same day as exact Sun in square to Saturn, or as I like to call him, Granddaddy Saturn, okay? Now, we do have exact Venus in sextile to Neptune, which is very creative, romantic, dreamy, nice aspect, but it's kind of being a little bit overshadowed by the fact that it's exact Sun in square to Saturn, which can be very heavy. We can be receiving big reality checks on Wednesday, or we can just be feeling like a heaviness in our personal lives or in the collective. There may be some challenge having to do with governments or politicians being highlighted, ruled by Saturn in astrology. And that exact Mercury in opposition to Jupiter as well on Wednesday is an information overload, okay? Mercury rules information. Mercury is currently retrograde in opposition to Jupiter, who's also retrograde at the moment, the planet of expansion, and he expands whatever he's touching. So whatever news or information kind of comes out or on Wednesday, and actually I'll say for the whole rest of the week, don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see. Yes, I do think there will be very positive shifts for the financial markets. But when it comes to people, when it comes to people in the public eye, I'm getting intuitively this has to do more with people rather than finances. This can have to do with politicians as well. There may be information that comes out that is not as it seems, that might be something deceptive or illusory. So just keeping an eye out for that, not believing everything that you see or hear this week. And it can be an information overload energy where there can be a lot of different confusing news stories coming out this week that I think it would be a good idea to, be mindful how much time you spend on social media, listening to podcasts, being online, because there isn't clarity about certain situations that are coming to light this week. So I know that sounds kind of general that I'm saying, but it feels like there's a lot of different things coming out at once. And it's very important to be actually feeling what is accurate from ourselves, most of all. Okay. It's amazing to listen to psychics and astrologers like me and podcasters and stuff like that. But if there's confusing information that comes out this week, the most important thing is to listen to your own internal guidance first, to your heart and what resonates with you and your spidey senses. Okay. Because as a collective, there's something that we're going to be confused about this week. There's something that could even come out of left field. Okay. So just want you guys to be mindful of that. Sleeping Giant is saying, go within. Yes. This is a good week of going within. Okay. Observing and not absorbing. I love that on Thursday, we've got exact what we call Mercury kazimi. Okay. A Mercury kazimi is when a planet is exactly conjunct the sun. So Mercury exactly conjunct the sun at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. And when we have Mercury kazimis, even if Mercury is retrograde, there can be great clarity and downloads and insights that we can receive. So December 4th is definitely a day where if you'd like to, I don't like to tell people what to do, but just suggesting that's an amazing day for meditation, for prayer, for, as Sleeping Giant is saying, going within, connecting to Sagittarius is your higher consciousness and your higher mind through meditation, through breath work, whatever practices you like to do, and just see what comes up for you. Okay. There's likely to be very big insights coming up. And if you want to get specific, you can look at your personal astrology chart and see where you have 14 degrees of Sagittarius, because that's an area that you're likely this week to get some pretty big insights and downloads on. Moving to Friday, December 6th. This is like a lot of things going on this week. Friday, December 6th, we are going to have Mars go retrograde. Okay, so we're going to be having from December 6th to December 15th, Mars and Mercury, two of the inner planets, retrograde at the same time. So Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Chiron retrograde. And thank God that when we get to Saturday, Neptune, who has been retrograde, is going to move direct. Whew, okay, Neptune goes direct, thank God. But we're going to be having for about a week period from December 6th to December 15th, Mercury and Mars both retrograde. Okay. And retrogrades in astrology are when planets look like they're moving backwards from our Earth's perspective, but they're actually stationed in one place and like going in a circle backwards, stationed in their place. And retrogrades have to do with review, reflection, taking a sacred pause, clearing energy, looking back at the past, not so much a moving forward. It's not about forcing things. It's not about go, go, go. It's about stopping and smelling the roses, seeing where you're at, seeing what needs to be cleared out. Okay. So wherever you have in your personal charts, if you want to look, around 13 degrees of Sagittarius or the sign of Sagittarius is where Mercury is retrograde. That's an area where it is an alignment for you to review and reflect on that area. Also, where you have 6 degrees of Leo and the beginnings of the sign of Leo in your chart is also an area that review and reflection is in alignment. And Mars is going to be retrograde until the end of February. Okay. And Mercury retrograde, we know, has a lot to do with the mind, communication, signing documents, day-to-day activities and gadgets. Mars has to do with our energy. Mars has to do with our assertion, our divine masculine side. And when Mars is retrograde, we can be feeling more tired. We can be feeling physically drained. We can be more easily agitated and frustrated about situations in life. And this is in the sign of Leo. This is the most dramatic sign in astrology. Okay. So you're going to see some very high drama during this retrograde that I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on this week about this Mars retrograde. But yeah, it's wherever we've got those first degrees of Leo, we can be experiencing a delay. We can be experiencing a need to pause, reflect, and shift gears in that area. The world leaders are going to be highlighted, and there's going to be even more big changes with world leaders coming up during this Mars retrograde, as Leo is one of the signs that rules politicians, people in power positions, even kings and queens and royalty. So there may be some things exposed about the royal family during this Mars retrograde period as well. So we're entering a little bit of a retrograde city from December 6th until December 15th. That is for sure. But luckily on Saturday, December 7th, Neptune goes direct. And, you know, Neptune has been the strongest outer planet, being in his home rulership sign since 2013 of Pisces. So when we have that Neptune retrograde, like we've been having for the past few months, it can be very strong. Pisces, of course, rules illusions and confusions and not seeing things clearly when he's not direct in Neptune. So this is going to definitely start to bring us more clarity, and especially once Mercury goes direct. So that's what I've got to share with you for this week with the Western astrology. And I hope you guys all have an absolutely magical week ahead. Happy belated new moon in Sagittarius. Happy Mars retrograde. Let's make the most of it. Mercury kazimi. Lots of information going to be coming out. Lots of news coming out. So remember to take breaks. If you need to, take deep breaths, and one step at a time. And again, you guys, if you haven't already, go check out my Astrology Predictions 2025 workshop that I just finished hosting today. That's available on the beyondmystic.academy, where I share my predictions for all 12 signs for 2025. And also, we've got a shungite silver jewelry available over at ascensionorganites.com, handmade using silver and elite shungite. So you can go check that out at the link in the description box below. I love you guys so, so much. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. My readings are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another daily Astro Show. Bye, everybody.